We'll start. First thing again, please mark your attendance. Don't push it for a later time. That's very important. We are submitting the attendance to your department every day. Please mark your attendance. Okay, so keep that aside. How many teams are yet to complete the GD? Karthikeyan? Yeah. When are we planning? Okay, can we do it tomorrow? Okay, check with your teammates and then confirm. Sorry? Sorry, Ma, Harita. Yeah. Yeah, got it, got it. Can we do one team between Karthikeyan's and Harita's team today? You guys tell me. Okay, we can even do after the session's over today. We are 12:40 now. Maybe we'll start by one 1 o'clock is fine. We'll just continue after the session. We don't even have to break. Is that okay? Okay. So Karthikeyan, check with your team for a time for tomorrow's slot and then confirm. Okay. Any other team that are pending to go for GD sessions? All the others have done. I've asked a couple of teams to redo the group discussion. Any particular team? Any team from this group? Okay. Sure. Okay. We'll take it up. Any individuals who have not been part of any group discussion team yet? Okay. Let me know if there is anyone. So yeah. Okay. Before starting, we were discussing a little bit, and I think you guys were asking questions to me in terms of interviews. We'll proceed with that. Next week, we are going to start interviewing you, which means I'll be questioning, and as individuals, you'll be taking up mock interviews. That is something which is being planned for next week, maybe till the end of the month also. The point here is be prepared. I really wish there is a little bit of preparation. Otherwise, it will be a wasteful exercise since if there is if you actually end up having some kind of preparation, then there is a lot of a space for us to fine tune your preparation, fine tune your readiness for the interviews. If you are not prepared, then it is a long shot. It won't work out. So give some, if you really want to get better, I would want you to prepare yourself every way, both mentally and the words you use. Get some time in terms of preparing for all the questions that we discussed about. Get ready with that, and we'll start by Monday, hopefully. Before which we need to complete the GD sessions. We'll also have to discuss the issues in terms of the resumes that you have submitted. If anyone have not submitted the resume already, please do it. Okay, so don't wait. Please do it today. By Monday, we should have all of your resumes. Okay, so that is one. And then we'll proceed. Yesterday we had a question and answer session. We can continue with that. If you have any questions, you can throw it at me. Yes, Kishore. See, there's no difference in terms of the interview itself. Um, walk-in is nothing but you in the sense the candidate. It can be a fresher, it can be an experienced person. Uh, just walking into organizations, um, without any appointments. Okay, so just walk in and then have a few resumes, hand it over to them, and then wait for a interview if there is a open position, and take up the interview. That's walk-in interview for you. The normal interview is scheduled, right? You know, there is a particular place, time that you need to be there, and then there is a person waiting for your interview. So there is an appointment already given. There's not much of a difference. The point is, in a walk-in interview, you don't know, you know, not every time. You don't know if there is an opening, if there is a position open for you. Walk-in, you just try your luck. Just go find out if there is any position open, hand over resume, and then wait for your turn. So that's the difference. But then, job hunting, one of the techniques people use, uh, particularly in terms of freshers, in terms of people with less experience, when they're just starting their career, walk-in helps. You just pack 15, 20 resumes in your bag, take a bike, just move from one organization, one company to another, go to the reception, hand over resume, and find your luck. The hit ratio, if there is a open position, mostly we will end up having to just hand over the resume and come back. We won't actually have a resume, but then it's a ratio. There is always a ratio in terms of how many companies. The more companies you hit, the higher the chance for you to find the open position. So it's that. So it is a technique used um, majorly by freshers and people with less experience, or people who are just starting their career. They do that, and that is a welcome move. We In terms of HR, they also have categories in terms of how do we source candidates, right? Where do we get candidates from? In that case, walk-in is something which helps actually. Yeah, see, walk-in drive in the sense you just advertise in newspaper, or you put it in a website like Naukri, Monster, Times Jobs, right? You just mention that there is a walk-in interview happening on the set date between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., right? So what you do is you take your resume, get ready, you walk in between any of these times. Like you can even go there by 9 o'clock and wait for the interview, or you can even go by 4:30 and meet people there. So the walk-in duration is between a specific time that is given to you over an advertisement. You see the advertisement, and then you decide whether you should go or not. So that's about it. There's nothing beyond that. But then the interview will be the same, right? The possible that they will have a written exam, possible that then they will have a, group discussion. It's possible. Just that the process, how do you reach the destination in terms of how do you know? Is there any specific appointment for you? That is the difference between a walk-in interview and other interviews. Where the other interviews you have a specific appointment. In walk-in interviews you don't have an appointment. The interviews will always be the same, Kishore. There's no difference. Interviews will always be the same. It can be a telephonic interview, it can be a direct interview, it can be a Skype interview, it can be anything. Okay, walk in or specific appointment given interviews, no matter what that is, interviews you will have to approach it in the same seriousness, and then it demands the same approach. There is no difference in terms of the. It doesn't mean that in a walk-in interview there will be different set of questions that will be asked. It will be almost the same. Anyone else? No, see, that's nothing but you end up using someone else, talking over the phone. Any kind of cheating business that a student might try. See, let's say I have had something like this, some experience in terms of this. It's not exactly cheat sheet, you just use a terminology there, then and there. It's just how do you identify. Let's say I'm the interviewer, and Hema, you are the person who's giving an interview. Okay, so I have your resume with me. You send it through mail or through some other channels. I have your resume. I call you, and someone else answers. Let's say your sister, let's say your cousin, your friends, who is better in terms of communication or better in terms of the technique, technology, whatever you've been interviewed for, right? So on the phone, the interviews happen and you are selected because that's someone who attended the actual interview performed well. But then when you actually have to visit, you can't actually ask your sister or anyone else to go because you will have to, join the organization, not your friend or not your sister. So when you go there and then you perform not up to the standards, then we realize there was a problem in terms of what happened in a telephonic interview and what happened, uh, in person. So, so that's what I mean. I guess that means cheat sheet or whatever terminology that you use. It's just nothing. It's just people cheat. You need to identify that. If something like that happens, there are organizations which are part of NASCOM. What they do is they any kind of ethical moral issues that a candidate brings to the table, even in terms of the documentation work, their names are entered in the NASCOM blacklist, and those companies which belong to that database, they try and verify if there was any kind of cheat in activity that this student, this candidate has involved in the past, and then if they identify, then they will terminate the person or they won't hire. They won't hire. So, but then, so every other company has some kind of document which has a list of those candidates who try and cheat. Okay, so that is something which is normal. Yeah. Any other questions? Nothing. All right. Again, mark your attendance. Try and get a hold of your GD by today, tomorrow. By Monday, we should be able to start our interview sessions. And one more thing, I think the next semester starts July 1, I guess. You got the information, all of you? Okay. Right. Okay. So we may have to. There is a talk going. We may have to complete this crash course by the end of this month. Then. So let's see what the management decides on this. But again, we'll have to speed up things. By from Monday, I hope everyone is available. Okay, we'll have to plan. It is going to be really chaotic. At least group discussion, I will have to deal with one or two members of a team. Now I'll have to deal with every individual in terms of fixing a schedule for your interview. So uh, hope you guys are available throughout the week. Let's try and do the best that we can. All right. That's it from me. If there is nothing else we can leave, then please mark your attendance again. If there is nothing you can leave. Thank you.